Come on. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving your perspective on teamwork you will not get anywhere else. Coordinates, Thursday, I believe it is December 12th, 2024, right in the beginning of bowl season, college football bowl season. And I have to, because I have been one of the ones that have been very critical of Coach Prime. And because I've been critical, I've been labeled as a Coach Prime hater by the Prime sexuals out there. So being that I am very critical of him, and I do talk about him from a very critical standpoint, seeing that I played the game and seeing that I've been involved with the game virtually my entire life. Got to give him credit, man. You got to give Coach Prime credit for what he said. I believe it was after they won their last game against Oklahoma State. I can't remember what press conference it was, but he did and said something that I thought was incredibly powerful and important for the game, the overall game, and using his platform, as big as his platform is, as a football guy, genuinely appreciate his approach to bowl season. And I want to re-emphasize what he said. He said, because I believe he was asked about what bowl game they were going to be playing in, because, again, you got to give him credit for improving the team's record, and now they are bowl eligible. They had an incredible season compared to last season and the last 2 years at Colorado. Again, me personally, I think it had more to do with the defensive front seven, and what they were able to do on the defensive side of the ball versus what everybody else wants to talk about, which is Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, which, by the way, I'll be getting to that tomorrow when I talk about who the real Heisman is. As much as you Prime sexuals may like me today, you're probably not going to like me too much tomorrow when I give my real thoughts on what who the Heisman Trophy should be actually given to. All right, so if you like me today, you're probably not going to like me tomorrow. But I will give Coach Prime an incredible amount of credit for saying, look, we are going to compete. We're going to compete in our bowl game. Our guys are going to compete in our bowl game. And then he also alluded to other programs who laid an egg in their bowl game, and their program is still not recovering from it. Now, he didn't say this part, but you could already know, if you have been keeping up with college football, if you know his career, if you've known his career virtually when he was a player, he played at Florida State. And one of those teams that actually laid an egg in last year's bowl game was Florida State. And you see how bad the program is this year. So I blame, and the reason I'm so appreciative of the fact that he made sure he used his platform and explained to people and made it very clear that he wanted all his players playing in the bowl game, is because we have too much of this opt-out bowl junk. I'm going to use his word because I'm working on my swear. All right. We have too many college players who are on some opt-out bowl junk. All right. That's just ridiculous. Okay. And let me just tell you, I'm not going to necessarily blame the players for this problem. Who I'm going to blame is these national media folks, these fantasy football owners who believe they don't know damn thing about football, but believe that we have given so much attention to that too. Not me, but many people have given a lot of attention, a lot of airtime to these fantasy football owners and these people who call themselves draft experts, and everybody who wants to project this one to go to the draft and this one's going to the draft. And what it's doing is it's ruining the college game. All of this nonsense, all of this draft projection, everything that people are saying about Shedeur and, is he going to save the New York Giants franchise? Or is he a Dallas Cowboy? Is Travis? All of that stuff does nothing. It does absolutely nothing but hurt the college game. It ruins the college game because the mindset, and you got to understand, these are impressionable kids. These are not grown men, grown adults that you're talking to that have been through the game, that have a structure. These are little kids. Mentally, I get that they look like grown men, but they're mentally still little kids who are in situations where they listen to this nonsense. They listen to this nonsense where they believe, they genuinely believe, and they think that because they dominated at the collegiate level, especially, if you're going to use the example of Colorado, just because they dominated in a Big 12, in a weak Big 12 conference, you think that you're going to go to the NFL and put up those same kind of numbers? You think you're going to go to the NFL and just start doing what you did at Colorado? Doesn't work like that. Not to say that you're not good enough, but there's a developmental process that needs to be in place that is not in place because we have the national media. So many people are getting paid with all this nonsense about draft projections and where this one should go and who's going to be. All that stuff has gotten way too much press, and it has ruined the college game at every level. And I'll close you out with this example because, and the reason I resonate so much with what Coach Prime said is because you kind of knew he was referring to Florida State. And last year, my alma mater, Stony Brook University, we went 0-10. We went 0-10. All right, and this year, his alma mater, Florida State, may as well went 0-10. They would look just as bad, right? So there was a situation I remember back when I was playing. It was like last season, playing my senior season. And, again, I'm very realistic about what I'm going to be able to do. I was barely able to get on the field. I barely made the travel squad at a FCS program like Stony Brook. Remember, there was another player who, he played sparingly, but you can tell he wasn't necessarily even the guy who was going to be starting at Stony Brook. So we had one workout at practice. I'm not going to put his name out there, but we had one workout at practice where, at the time we were in New Balance school, so we had to be wearing our New Balance stuff. And Coach P, who was the head coach at the time, Coach P tells this player, now he was one of the seniors and he was from Long Island and all that, so he had a lot of family and friends in the area, so I guess he felt like he could talk back to Coach P at this point. So he goes to him, he goes, hey, go put on, because he was wearing Nikes, he was wearing his Nike cleats at some workout that we were doing in the summer, and Coach P looks at him and he goes, hey, New Balance, go put on the New Balance. And then he looks at Coach P and goes, hey man, I'm wearing these Nikes for my pro day tomorrow. And it's like, you of all things. Now again, we as players, we know, like, you pro, come on man, you need to be focusing on something else. But Coach P gave an honest response and he just absolutely flipped out. He goes, you an NFL contract? And then he just went off on him. And that's the point. When you are talking about college impressionable kids who are genuinely under this belief that they're going to make it to the league, it's important that we as adults start to, wind them down, corral them a little bit, be honest with them and just say, hey, look, bro, look at the film. It just isn't going to add up, and just be 100% honest with them. And that's why I'm appreciative of Coach Prime making sure, hey, it's out there. We're going to be playing in our bowl game. Our stars are going to be there. We're going to compete as brothers, and we're going to use it as a program builder, which is what it should be. So again, you Prime sexuals, don't ever say I'm not giving Coach Prime any credit. Don't ever say it, because I do. And in fact, I gave him a ton of credit, even when he was at Jackson State, and there were things that I said about him that, again, goes in one ear and out the other, because I'm a little critical of certain things and win-loss record and all that. But again, don't worry about it. Tomorrow, you're probably not going to like me again, because I'm going to be talking about my honest thoughts about this Heisman situation and who the Heisman really should go to, all right? All that being said, main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.